Okay, so I woke up this morning a few minutes ago and I was just a big bright smile on my face because I wanted to share with you guys that today is the last day of one of my jobs. And I'm so excited because I got this particular job for a very specific purpose to fund my art. I wanted to take it into my hands and not put it in someone else's hands, to believe in my art and to fund it. So every day that I worked, I knew that I was going towards paying for what I wanted to do. Like this photo shoot, Bring Back Our Girls is one of my shoots. And at C.me, it's a website. And if you go to my site, then, it's printed out on this t-shirt. You can print out my art on a t-shirt. That's beautiful. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't taken on this other job so that I have the funds to do this. And I also got a beautiful grant from my church, and they're amazing. They're a true blessing. New Hope Baptist Church, I love you guys. New Hope! So I wanted to share with you a couple of tips if you're taking on a big task, like when I took on a third job. People ask me why, and I did why. Whenever I'm going to do something big, or if I'm struggling with something, I meditate and I say, what am I frustrated about? What is the goal that I think I'm not accomplishing? What can I do about it? And how do I bring the universe into this? So I meditate about it, and I came to the conclusion that I needed to take hold of my own dreams. I had this rule in my head that said, someone else is going to fund all of my art. And I had to break that rule. And sometimes we need to break our own rules. We set up a rule, and we're trying to work within that concept, and it's not working. But as soon as I broke that rule, guess what? I got enough funding to fund my photo shoot. I got the ability. I finally clicked in my brain. I said, I need to ask for help. Sometimes we don't ask for help. And people around us are waiting to show that they love us and to support our dreams by helping. If you don't ask for it, they can't show you how much they love you. And let's give that, because some people want to help you. So when I did ask, as soon as I asked, my pastor was like, "What do you need?" Sure, here it is. And it was the most amazing feeling to know that I was just that supportive, and that there wasn't any expectation behind it. It was just pure love of saying, do it. Go and live and go and do what you want to do. So I had enough money to do one of shoots, and I started to save for another. And while I was working, I recognized that in order to maintain the energy level that I needed to work these 15-hour long days and 7 days a week, I needed to adjust some things. I had to eat healthy, usually eat healthy, but I needed to be aware of how food affected me. And sometimes we don't pay attention that, a whole piece of pizza really makes me kind of slouchy. If I know I'm working a second shift, I have to find an alternative to that pizza. And it honors my body, because my body's really taken me through this entire day, and I need to honor it. So I would, in the morning, when I would take a shower or when I would get ready, I would say, as I'm washing up, I would thank my body, for servicing me. And I would appreciate my legs and appreciate my hands, so that I would feel warm and present and grateful for my body and how it's going to serve me. And appreciating my body helps to energize it. It really does. And being appreciative, when I stepped out into the sun, I would just breathe in the earth and, look at how the sun goes through the leaves. And sometimes on my breaks, I would do that. I would just say, what? I need to go outside when I'm on my breaks. Just get in touch with earth. And it really helps when you're struggling with something, or when you need to find some sort of peace, or if you need energy. Going out into the earth can ground you. I call it taking it down to zero. And also it energizes you. So that's what I would do. And I would make it a daily part of my routine to be outside. And when I'm outside, to really appreciate the energy around me and just kind of clear my mind and just have fun. Like I'm on vacation for that whole 30 minutes, I'm on vacation. When I'm traveling from one job to the next, I would just totally enjoy the moments that I was in. I had to stay positive, and I would hang around positive energy people who enlivened me. I would ask, how you doing? And they're like, I'm awesome. Those kinds of people really helped me to stay positive and energized. So thank you. Thank you everyone who shared positive energy with me, because I really did need it. And I really appreciate it. All of your positive energy. I feel it when the wind blows. I feel all of your good wishes blowing against my skin. And when the sun shines on my face, it just warms me the way I feel warmed by all of your hearts wishing the best for me. And that's the same thing that you guys can do, is realize that in every moment people are carrying, the wind is carrying everyone's best wishes for you, and the sun is shining just like their hearts are really warm for you. And you can feel that, and it does keep you aware and present of how much you are loved. And feeling love is the energizing source of everything. So that's what I functioned on. I functioned on feeling loved. I functioned on giving love. If I realized someone was upset, then I would try to make them smile a little bit. And you don't know, exactly how energized you get until you give to somebody. I'm telling you, it enlivens you, and it helps you to refocus your mind to your purpose. Because here on this earth, we have a purpose. All of humanity, in different ways, has the purpose of sharing love. And that's what this whole channel is for, is to show you different ways that I experience love and that I share love. And so I loved myself by getting this third job, even though some people think I'm not, because I'm crazy for getting another one. And I loved myself through it, through massages and maintaining my body and eating well and spiritually meditating and saying thank you to God. And then when I realized I was consistently tired for 2 weeks straight, I said, I think my body is ready to stop doing this job. And I said, well, I'm doing the same thing. That's what I was really confused about. I'm doing the same mantra. I would get my massages during the weekends, and I would stretch every morning, and I would still meditate. But for whatever reason, I wasn't as energized. So I meditated on it, and I said, what is the challenge that I'm having? The same reason when I realized I'm not getting my photo shoots done, I meditated. What's the challenge I'm having? What do I think I'm not attaining? That time, I was meditating on my art. This time, I was meditating on my body's response to life. And I was saying, why am I not energetic? And I started to say, it's a time for me to end this job. Has it fulfilled its purpose? And I went in the beginning of the summer saying that I want to complete 3 photo shoots. And I sat back and I thought about it, and I said, wow, I finished my 3 photo shoots, and I'm in a place right now where I need to focus on editing that and setting up my pages and moving to the next level. And that energy that I have is ready to move into the next project. The energy for this job has been depleted. It's time for me to move on. And that's okay. Some of my friends, I made friends at the next job, of course. So some of my friends were asking me, are you leaving because, you're just tired of us so soon? And I said, no, the great thing about life is that it gives you indicators. And if you just listen, you'll start to realize you're pushing up against some sort of resistance. And the idea of having resistance is just for you to go still and recognize that it's time for you to listen to something else. And figure out what the resistance is, what it's about, what the challenges you're having. So that's what I did. And I realized it was time for me to let go of the job. And when I decided that, I felt so energized again. The same energized that I felt when I realized I wanted to get a job. So it had nothing to do with that. It has to do with the path that I'm taking. I found a path that was stopping me up. And when I found a solution that my soul was great with, that followed along my purpose, boom, a bunch of energy came. And the same thing happened when it was time to move to the next path that's part of my purpose. Boom, another piece of energy came. And that's how I really function. So I'm really excited about today. I'm totally glad about saying goodbye to all of my friends that I've made there and keeping connections with everyone and moving into the next phase. And I hope that you guys have learned something from that. The last thing I want to end with is a little recognition for fall season that's here now, and how I learned a life lesson through watching the trees. If you're looking outside is that way for me. If you're looking outside, you'll see that the trees are turning, different colors if it's autumn for you. And I always found it amazing. I said, how do all the trees know how to change at the same time? Because there's this consciousness, this super consciousness that they're aware of. And they're all connected. And so each tree is changing little by little by little by little by little. But they're all changing at the same time. And they all know when to change. The same thing happens with humanity. The same thing happens with all the other animals in the world. Each bird flies to the next. For every season, the birds flies in a different, to another destination. But each one of them fly, and they all know when to. And so when it's time for something to change in your life, when your season is changing, it happens little by little by little, but it also happens all at once. In a way that if you stay into consciousness, you're part of the universe's plan to change, and you're really in the flow. And that's a really great way to be, because things are smoother when you're going with the current. And if you know that the current is the universe, then you're totally in place of where you need to be. So if you want to change something in life, it can be a big change. But if it happens little by little by little, it's totally fine. And you just need little plans for little plans for little plans to make that big change. And before you know it, you look up, and that tree that was a big, lush green tree is now a golden yellow tree. And that tree is you. It's transformed. And while it's transforming from the yellow tree, the leaves are falling off, and it's shedding certain things, and it's still changing, even as it is what it is. It never stops being a tree. It never stops being stunning and beautiful and totally supported by the universe. It always knows what it is, and it's ready for what's next, and it lets go of where it was, and it moves into the next moment, little by little by little, and all at once. And that's our lives. So my life is happening right now, and I know that yours is too. So I want to encourage you and let you know that you're amazing. You're awesome. Your life is changing little by little. If you take advantage of each moment, if you listen to your heart's dreams, what you love to do, when helping people, what it is that when you're interacting with people, it enlivens you. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's talking, maybe it's painting, maybe it's singing, maybe it's cleaning something to help people. That's a part of a key to what you love and what you can give every day, just little by little by little. And you'll see that your life changes. And all at once you look up, and it may not always be everything outside that changes, but everything in here opens up, and you're a different person. And a different person can look at the world completely different. So I encourage you to stay awesome. You guys already know that I love you so much. Follow, subscribe, like, and I'll talk to you guys soon, lovers. Bye. Have a great day.